To the Factor Uncensored. Remember when Ozempic was only used to treat diabetes? As you know, the drug has exploded in popularity, many using it to shed some pounds. Tonight, we're learning the adults aren't the only ones on it. Children are too. Dr. Danish Ali joins us here on The Factor Uncensored. Dr. Ali, when we hear that now 60,000 young people, including children from 12 to 25, 60,000 are on weight loss medications that are being used by the public, you know, those hot ones that were for diabetics like Ozempic and Wegovy. Your thoughts on that?
I think, Isaiah, this is an important thing to discuss here because weight loss, specifically as it relates to Ozempic and these medications, has been shown to be effective in these trials that they have done. These kids were diabetic, they were obese, they were overweight. And so I think it was very appropriate for them to be started on these medications. And the results of it have been very successful as well. These are now medications that are FDA approved in these age population as well. And so I think it's been very helpful, especially to those folks that have been struggling, even those kids that had diabetes type 1, and that is hereditary. A big form of that is hereditary. And so, you know, they've been struggling with weight gain and obesity for a long period of time. So this gave them an avenue and an opportunity to lose weight and help their diabetes and other medical comorbidities with that.
You don't have any concern as a doctor that we could be creating a generation of pill-popping kids instead of telling them to go outside, get involved with physical education, run around the track? We're giving them a pill. Do you think we're creating a young generation of people who are that may no longer be doing the work? What they're doing is just popping a pill for quick relief.
Yeah, Isaiah, the thing with this is that these patients and these teenagers did have medical conditions as well. Diabetes is a medical condition. Mm-hmm. Some folks have medical problems that makes it difficult for them to lose weight. Some have thyroid issues, vitamin issues. And so, you know, as long as they've been properly diagnosed, and, you know, this is definitely a form of a treatment. And, you know, once you lose weight, and again, as we know, you know, weight gain is such a domino effect, right? Once you gain weight, you don't want to work out, you don't want to walk, you know, it's that domino ripple effect. And so when these folks have lost the weight, the idea is also that they can go outside, be more active, be more physical, feel good about themselves, and, you know, continue that weight loss journey by adding on other things on top of that. So the idea, you know, just behind the fact that we're giving them this and it's not going to motivate them, I think it should be more where we need to educate them even further and say, hey, listen, you've got this resource now. Let's utilize it, but also let's focus on making sure that we're doing other things. You're losing the weight, so continue to eat healthy, you know, get out in the pool or go walk, do activities now that you're losing the weight to maintain that. Because the biggest concern that I have, Isaiah, with these medications that folks are now taking is once you stop that and once that gut function and that stomach function becomes back to where it was, you're going to start consuming that food, or, you know, you're going to start feeling hungry and you're going to start going back to that regimen. And that's where we're worried about. And that's the concerns that we have is if and when you come off of this drug, you may bounce back. And that's where patients have to be very careful with that and make sure that they're not going back to where they were before.
But you would have a concern if, say, a parent thought their kid was overweight, but there was no medical condition, but they got this drug for them.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean, that you really should get seen by a medical professional first. Make sure that you're diagnosed accurately, and other things are looked at. Again, as I said, Isaiah, there are other factors that cause weight gain. It's just not, oh, my kid's just eating a lot. No, there could be other things. Sometimes depression will make you eat more. Sometimes lack of sleep, you know, or gaming. You know, we know that kids like these sugar energy drinks. That makes you dehydrated. that raises up your blood sugars. So again, we have to get to the root of the problem, right? And so I do disagree with the fact that, kids or parents shouldn't just give their kids a Ozempic or a weight loss medication unless they've been properly diagnosed, unless they've been properly rooted out all the other causes that can cause the weight gain, and then appropriately treated.